In Naruto, no one is more controversial than Itachi Uchiha. To some, he's the ultimate hero, a man who sacrificed everything for peace. To others, he's a traitor who slaughtered his own clan and ruined his brother's life. But what if both sides are wrong? What if Itachi wasn't a hero or a villain? What if he was just a broken kid, brainwashed by the very village he swore to protect? Because the truth is, he didn't make that choice alone. He was manipulated, cornered, and used, and the worst part, he passed that curse onto the one person he loved most. So let's talk about what really happened to Itachi Uchiha. Itachi grew up in hell. While other kids were learning to write their names, he was watching bodies drop on the battlefield. The Dutch Shinobi War didn't just traumatize him, it shaped him. And the village, instead of helping him cope, they called him a hero, a genius, someone with the mind of a Hokage. But those words weren't kindness, they were pressure. They told him his life had value only if he used it to solve something bigger than himself. So Itachi became obsessed with peace, with stopping war, because he knew exactly what war felt like. He lived it, and he never wanted anyone else to go through that. So when he found out his clan was planning a coup, he knew it was the beginning of another war, a war that could tear the entire village and maybe the whole world apart again. And in his mind, he had to stop it, no matter what. But he didn't make that decision alone, because right when Itachi was most afraid, right when he was desperate for another way, Danzo stepped in. Now let's talk about Danzo, the Shadow Hokage, the puppet master behind the slaughter. He came to Itachi with a choice, quote-unquote choice. Kill your clan and we'll spare your little brother. Refuse and we'll kill them all. That's not a choice, that's emotional blackmail. Danzo knew exactly what he was doing. He used Itachi's love for his brother to break him completely. And Itachi, terrified of another war, folded. He didn't speak out, he didn't run, he obeyed. But here's what most people miss. The Uchiha weren't planning to hurt civilians. They wanted to pressure the elders like Danzo, Hikaru, and Hiruzen, basically the top brass. Their goal wasn't destruction, it was power, respect, and having fair treatment. But here's the thing, Danzo was never afraid of war. He was afraid of losing control. So he framed the entire clan as a threat to the village, when really they were only threatening him. And Itachi, he became the perfect pawn. But the tragedy didn't stop there, because the cycle of manipulation didn't end with Danzo. Just like Hiruzen once told Itachi that he had the mind of a Hokage, Itachi passed that same curse onto his little brother, Sasuke Uchiha. Before the hatred, there was love. Sasuke Uchiha adored his brother more than anyone. Itachi was everything he wanted to be. He didn't care about approval from his own parents. All he wanted was Itachi's attention, his praise. And in one night, that love was torn apart. The entire Uchiha clan was killed, and Itachi stood over their parents' bodies and left Sasuke alive, broken in pieces. And we call that noble? Even when he came back through Edo Tensei, Itachi didn't apologize for the massacre, not for the children he murdered, not for wiping out his own clan that raised him. The only thing he regretted was lying to Sasuke. Everyone calls Itachi a hero, but how do you call someone a hero after everything that he did? Itachi is a victim. He was never free, not as a boy, not as a shinobi, not even in death. He was literally raised to believe that peace is worth any price, even if that price was everything he had, everyone he loved. And when he could not carry the guilt anymore, he passed it on to the only person he could not bear to lose, Sasuke Uchiha. Why? Because Itachi didn't want to die alone in regret, even if it meant being hated by his brother. He wanted Sasuke to kill him so he could finally feel like it all meant something. But it didn't bring peace, it just broke Sasuke the same way Itachi had been broken years before. And the village, the one he gave everything for, it kept moving forward like nothing ever happened. Itachi is a character who was never allowed to be anything but a tool. And the most painful part, he believed it was all worth it.